Welcome back to Christina's Keeny Moments. On today's episode, I do a commission of a sunset. Yee. I did paint other things this week, but I wanted to just showcase the sunset because I think it looks great and I don't want to steal any light from it. The sunset is in my style, so enjoy my interpretation. Plus, I'm not going to be talking about the process of my art this week. I just want to give you a little insight to what's been going on with me recently, as I've had a huge shift in the way that I perceive the world and my connection to it. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. So I would consider myself a very spiritual person, and I think we're all spiritual in our own ways. And I want to give you a quick backstory of my relationship to spirituality and where I am now. And just to be clear, when I say spiritual, I mean the connection with myself and the universe. So, for reasons that don't need to be explained, I was completely disconnected from my body for many years in my adolescence. And when I was 17, I sat and meditated for the first time, and I felt the inside of my body that I had just never felt before. And that's when I realized I am the awareness of this. That is who I am. Which means then I'm not my thoughts, I'm not my body. So I literally rewired my brain out of severe mental health problems because I realized I create those thoughts. Like if I change the way that I act, it'll change the way that I feel, which will then change the way that I think. And without a doubt, this saved my life. And I was doing really well with this way of life, thinking I'm the creator, God is everywhere, God is within me. And when I say God, I'm talking about a higher power, that big life force that controls the things that we can't control. And it's obvious to me that this life force, this God exists because when I would reflect back on my life, the way that everything lined up perfectly for me to learn that lesson, perfectly for me to meet that person, it's like, bro, of course there's this higher power because there's no way that I was doing that all on my own. And here's when I start to take it too far, guys. Because starting from feeling like a literal slave to my mental health problems and I'm gonna die this way, to then feeling this power and control and I am literally God, like we are all one. I began doing God's work, and not in a good way. I was reading into every sign, connecting every dot, listening to every burp, fart, and cough that God would make so that I could predict the future. And because it's impossible to know everything, that's the beauty of life, I got completely sucked into the healing trap of learn, 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 grow, grow, grow. I was so up in the sky in La La Loopsy land. I wasn't even present anymore. Looking back, it's literally just me trying to escape the way that I was actually feeling again. You can control what you do, but how and when it happens, that's God, that's the universe, and I was trying to do all of it. So when things didn't work out, I would be like, how could you be so stupid? How could you not see this coming? You saw this coming. It's like literally taking responsibility for everyone else's actions because I was like, oh, well, I manifested that. You can imagine how ridiculous this became when someone did something genuinely traumatic to me and I was like, oh, it's my fault. I attracted that. You know, I did really fix a lot of reoccurring trauma that was happening through this way of life, but it was so fucking tiring, bro. And the fact of the matter here is that I wasn't aware of this. I wasn't aware that I was on this power trip, on this control thing that where I had felt such a lack of control before, I way overdid it. I didn't know that that was happening. And I was manifesting stuff at the speed of light. I would think about things, believe it, take action, and it would happen immediately. But because I was so young, I was getting it wrong so much. I was thinking I want one thing, and then when I actually got it, I was like, oh, actually the complete opposite, please. You know what I mean? So I was developing this pressure of I need to get it right and taking responsibility for every tiny thing that happened. Mind you, this is all happening in my head. Like, I rarely projected this onto other people. This was the standard that I was holding myself to. And after many experiences that forced me to be in my body instead of my mind, I was like, okay, I get it. I get it. And the tramp that I went on recently, I was in my body the whole time, just feeling and being present. And that's the thing that gives me the most joy and contentment is being here, being in the moment, not perfecting myself so that I can have the perfect life. I will always love philosophizing with my friends and family. That's one of the best parts of life, for sure. However, I've completely let go of trying to figure it all out. Because at the end of the day, I don't just hope, I know I've got this. I've proven that to myself countless times. And with that, I feel safe to be in the moment now, and that is the true revolution for me. There's no golden ticket to perfection, and I don't care anymore.